Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my 3-part series of making all the costumes for The Nightmare Before Christmas. So in part 1, I did the Mayor and Oogie Boogie. Part 2 was Lock, Shock, and Barrel, the trick-or-treaters. And in today's video, I will be doing all of the variations of Jack. I will be doing the normal Jack Skellington, the Santa version, and the original version of him with the pumpkin head that's shown at the very beginning. So we are going to start with the first version of Jack, and I just picked up this burgundy, maroon, purpley color sweater at our thrift store, and I picked it up for just a couple of dollars. But all I'm going to do is cut it down the center and then cut the arms so they look really ragged. For the pants, I actually picked up this pair at our thrift store. I didn't end up gluing them to the pants. That's what I thought I was going to do. But I use this as a reference for the size I needed to cut the burlap. So all I did was cut around the pants. Make sure you give it a few inches. I did it a little too close. I would definitely add at least 2 or 3 inches on either side because when you're gluing it together, obviously it's going to be a little bit smaller. So I glue this together the same way I did Oogie Boogie. And then I just slipped the pants in. And so when my husband put them on, it looks like he's just wearing these, but it also has the other pair of pants underneath it. Now for the shirt, I just wanted to run this burlap all the way up to his neck. I just got one of my husband's shirts that he doesn't wear anymore, and I'm gluing this piece of burlap to the front of the shirt. As for the pumpkin head, I ordered this off Amazon. This was definitely the priciest thing I purchased for all of the costumes. Carveable pumpkins are no joke. They can run pretty high. And this is a really large one. It's 15 by 11. I cut out a big hole in the bottom for his head. And then with a pencil, I drew the face that I wanted to carve. And I really just copied the picture from the movie. Now for his wood sign, I picked up a piece of wood at Lowe's. I believe I paid $4 for this. And I originally painted it brown, and then I realized it's black and gray. So I went back over this. Don't worry about the brown underneath it. I end up just cutting that off. But I just did a black and gray acrylic paint over the top. And then I went over with a Sharpie and wrote Halloween Town. Since the O in Halloween is the center, I did the O first and then I wrote all the other letters outside of it just to make sure that your words are centered. All we did from here is we stapled another piece of wood on the back, and then he stuck it down his shirt. Now moving on to the original Jack. The costume we purchased came with this little necktie, but in the movie, if you've noticed, his necktie is huge. It comes past his shoulders. So I wanted to make the necktie a lot bigger. I picked up some foam from Walmart, and these were, I believe, 40 cents for each piece. And then I'm just tracing this over. I just looked at it and I got an idea of what the shape was. And then again, I traced it onto the other one so that they were exactly even. And then I also cut out a little cap for the center. Now going back over with some black felt, I'm tracing this on again, and I'm just going to be hot gluing these together. Now for the last piece, I just got some white acrylic paint and I am just painting on the design that's on his necktie. Now to finish off this costume, I got some white and some black face paint, and I'm just painting a neck on my sister. I think this is pretty necessary when doing a jacket and wanting it to look as realistic as possible. You want a really thin neck. That's what makes it look funny, is when people just put the head on and then you see a big thick neck underneath. If there's a thin neck, it looks way more realistic and like the movie. I purchased this costume at Zurchers, and this is the woman's one. I think this one looks the most realistic out of any of the actual costumes you can buy. I like the back, how it has that tail. So even if you're a guy, I think that I would purchase this version of it rather than the other one that they have in stores. Now moving on to the last one, which is the Santa, and I think that I had the most fun with this one. Maybe because it was also the easiest to do. So I picked up this fabric from Joanns. It's just a white hair fabric. It was $17.99 a yard, and I just got a little sliver off of it because I only needed a long piece to go down and to make a beard. My son is in the head for reference, and I'm going to make this basically as long as my child. So I'm cutting this all the way down, and then at the very end, I just did a little swirl. I picked up this Santa outfit at Zurchers as well, and I only paid $30 for it. So this was a very easy costume. All I had to do again was make the beard, and I hot glued it onto the face. I also hot glued the hat on, and this is just a hat that came with the costume. Okay guys, well that was everything for this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happen to miss any of these videos, be sure to go back and watch part 1 and part 2 where I do the boogeyman, the mayor, and the trick-or-treaters. Thanks again so much guys. If you have not yet hit that red subscribe button, make sure you do that, and we will see you guys in the next video.